There are a lot of people out there that hate me for trying to make money off the disaster, for trying to take advantage of people during a disaster and trying to make money off them, calling me a piece of shit and all this stuff. I hired an accountant. I put $200 down to try to get him to fucking sort out my taxes. But then my wife went completely fucking sideways and I didn't end up getting money. He just ended up keeping my money. But I was talking to him and I had this idea in my head that if I could go around and build a website, a database, and go around to all the people that didn't have jobs, that were living in homeless shelters, people living in tents, people living in the hotels that had been converted into homeless shelters, that if I went around and talked to these people and I said, look, do you want a job? If you want a job, then tell me all the fucking things that you're able to do, all your experience, your education, your hobbies, anything that you think is relevant that an employer might be able to put you to use. And if there's any limitations, if you're living in a tent and you need certain accommodations to be made for you until you get your first paycheck, for example, like when I get a couple of paychecks, I'll get an apartment. For right now, I'm living in a tent, so you need to fucking cut me some slack, things like that, you know? Not to shame yourself, not to, embarrass yourself. I wouldn't want you to embarrass yourself. If there are accommodations that need to be made for you, then let me know. And I'll see if I can find somebody that wants to hire you and is okay with those accommodations that have to be made. And then once I had this database built and I talked to all the people and I got all the information, that I would talk to people that had money to invest. That I would talk to people that launch businesses. People like Mr. Wonderful from Dragon's Den and Shark Tank. And say, look, I've got 10,000 people here. This is all their details, how to contact them, what they're good for, what accommodations need to be made, if any. And I got all these people that are desperate. They're like, the economy's in a shambles. They've been saving their entire lives. They're 60 years old. They've got a couple $1 million set away, and that's got to last them until the day they die because they'll never work again. And they want to try to fucking make sure that it doesn't disappear. And they want to invest in businesses that are going to make money. And I wanted to take all these people and put them together and let them make magic. And I envisioned hopefully many businesses. Maybe only one business would launch. Maybe only 20 people would end up getting a job. And everything else was a waste of my time. Maybe 5,000 people would all get jobs. And there'd be like 100 different businesses that would pop up. And I wanted to be paid. I wanted to be paid. I wanted to make money. I wanted to turn my life around. I wanted to do something good and make money and turn my financial situation around while helping all sorts of people. And I wasn't going to con anybody or rip anybody off or take advantage of anybody. I wanted to offer people opportunities and get them working together and producing wealth for themselves and for the people that invested and paid for the tools and shit. This was my plan. And I was hoping that I was going to negotiate a percentage of the businesses that spun up. And I would negotiate that with the people that are investing. That I would put this whole enterprise together and I would get some people with big pocketbooks and lots of money to come in and take over. Because once all these people are all put together, then I just want to fade into the background and fade away. You guys got to I set everything up. I set you guys all up. Run with the ball. I'm out. I set this up. That was my fucking contribution. And I wanted to get paid. How much gotta get paid? That's something that I would have to negotiate. And I would have to negotiate that not with the people that need jobs. I don't need to negotiate it with them. I need to negotiate with the people with the money. Because the people with the money are going to pay me, and they're also going to pay the people that they give jobs to, right? Like, so that was it. I was hoping I could get rich. Maybe even make enough money to buy a house and some land. Who knew? You know, you don't know what's going to happen. You just take your shot and see what happens, right? They attacked me. They fucking said such horrible things about me. They fucking came into my room while I was asleep and pissed on my clothes. Talked to me like I'm some piece of shit trying to take advantage of people during a disaster. They made me feel really horrible about myself. And they prevented me from following through on my plans. Maybe I could have got a whole bunch of people jobs and given them back their dignity. I didn't use the word pride. Did you notice that? I used the word dignity. I wanted to give them back their dignity. And they fucking treated me like shit. Call me a fucking capitalist and all this shit. Bunch of fucking bums. The people that fucking treated me like shit, they're the bums. They're the ones that don't want their dignity. They don't want to find people that have resources and work together to try to produce value and wealth and to live with dignity. They didn't want to live with dignity. The people that attacked me, they didn't want to live with dignity. They didn't want me to be successful. They didn't want me to have dignity either. They're just scum. But a lot of people saw me as a bad person. And it just... I don't feel bad. I just feel lonely and depressed.